Joey's younger than Denise.
It's like
Great sex.
New Year's Eve every night.
Anywhere and everywhere.
But he's a little hard of hearing.
My clock's ticking and he can't hear it.
So we found Denise a sophisticated guy.
And I came out the front door and I was like, ba-bam!
Who rubbed her the right way.
Next time maybe I'll be getting on that massage table.
After Joey dates someone his own age,
I took her to Disneyland.
will these two stay together?
By the time Joey's ready to have kids, I'll be, 6 feet under.
Change of heart.
Welcome to Change of Heart. This is a show where couples who've reached a crossroads in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new. Now, we're going to meet their dates a little bit later, but first, let's meet our couple. He's 23, she's 33, and they met at a restaurant 9 months ago and have reserved a table for two ever since. Please welcome Joey Vieira and Denise DiCarlo. Welcome. Now, you're on the show today because this May to December romance has got some stormy weather brewing in it, I guess. Denise, we're going to start with you. Just tell us how Joey tugs at your heartstrings.
Like to say, we work out a lot and we do a lot of things together, and sometimes like after a really hard bike ride or swim or whatever, I'll kind of look over at him and he gives me this like really boyish grin. So sweet.
And that does it for you.
Yeah.
All right, Joey, tell us some of the things that you two have in common.
I guess one of the biggest things would be our ages, and that leads to our sexual prime.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did that work? Because you got 10 years between you, so you feel like you're both kicking.
we are kicking like crazy. We have actually great sex, anywhere and everywhere. It's like
good to know.
Washing machine,
and,
good stuff.
Well, that's all the good stuff,
Tables,
Denise.
TVs.
Tell us what's the biggest difference, though, between the two of you?
The biggest difference between us
in your lifestyles.
In our lifestyles is party, party, party.
Who's the party boy?
He goes out almost every night. It's like New Year's Eve every night. He's got to go to the hottest bar, the hottest club.
Denise, why aren't you going out with him?
Well, I've been there, done that. I have no desire to go out. And plus, he ignores me once we get to the club because he's so busy being seen by everybody else.
Well, I feel like I'm on a leash sometimes.
Now, Joey, you said the good news about the 10-year age difference is because of the sexual prime thing, but when is it a problem, though?
It's a problem when she starts acting like my mom. It's.
You know what? Wait. Now, on this one, okay, who's the one that forbid me to buy a pair of sunglasses the other day? Forbid me. You forbid me to buy
$400 for a pair of sunglasses.
But he forbid me. It's my money. He totally forbid me to buy the glasses. He does all the time. He'll forbid me. Forbid me to spend money. Forbid me.
All right, Denise, let me ask you the same question. Joey says it's when you act like a mom. What's the biggest difference between the two of you from your perspective?
The biggest difference?
With the age.
Obviously, my clock's ticking and he can't hear it.
Joey, are you listening?
I'm ready for kids. I'm 23. I'm a kid myself. I almost get treated like a kid mostly every day. If you want a kid, it's me.
You can be my baby.
Right,
It's
Joey,
almost like she's in training. You know
Joey,
what I mean?
what about Denise's past? Anybody that gets in the way with your relationship?
Her ex, who's brought up at least once a week.
Well, that's because
Because what?
just gotten out of a relationship. Got out of a relationship.
How long ago?
It's been almost a year.
Yeah, I thought we said 9
learning.
months at the beginning here. So that's a long time ago.
And you point out places where you've had sex with them.
Joey, tell me how Denise compares to, say, your ex-girlfriends.
My ex-girlfriends? Well,
If you like a broomstick with arms.
I like model-looking girls. That's what I usually go out
like
with.
that.
And she's not as...
With a toothpick with two balloons.
Well, what exactly is she then, if you had to describe her?
She's a little more firm.
Man in drag? No.
Triathlon type. Well, she's a little musky. She used to work out when she was younger, so she's got a little more beef and meat on her bones. So she's thick.
Denise, tell us about some of the company that Joey keeps. What do you think about that?
Well, it's kind of like John Travolta from Grease, like his friends, like the song Summer Nights. He's like Mr. Joe Cool, we're around his friends.
I am.
All right, Joey, tell us why you thought this was a good time for the two of you to come on and go on some blind dates and see what else is out there.
I guess dating someone a little more my age, who's just as mature, but not as motherly.
Immature?
Not as motherly or caretaking
Immature
as
you are.
Denise. Well, likes to have fun. Likes to be a kid.
So you thought that would be a good test then?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens here. Obviously, Denise and Joey have some serious issues to iron out. Now, when we come back, we're going to meet the people that they dated, and we'll find out eventually, are they going to stay together or will they have a change of heart? Don't go away. All right, welcome back to Change of Heart. We're here with Joey and Denise. Now, Denise says there are two Joeys. The one she dates, and then there's the creep that hangs around with his friends. However, neither one of them can commit, so we set her up with a stable guy who's not commitment phobic. Please welcome Steve Brown. Hi, Steve. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Joey, if you had to guess, how old would you guess Steve is?
40? 45?
Oh, stop, Joey.
Dad? No. Probably.
Denise, let me ask you this. When's the last time you went on a formal date, blind date, or any kind?
I would say it's been about 8 years ago.
Wow, that's a long time.
So this was really scary for me. Yeah.
A little bit.
So obviously you were nervous and anxious and...
Yeah, well, an hour before he came over, I found out that he was 35 and that he was a personal trainer
35?
and a massage therapist. Oh. Yeah. So I was thinking 35, balding a little, probably body okay, but nothing great. And I came out the front door and I was like, ba-bam! And he looks like he's 21.
Joey,
21?
Joey, you ever get a ba-bam?
Yeah, actually every night? No. Every other night?
I wasn't asking
When
about
he's not
that.
out partying.
Steve, what was your first impression of Denise?
Oh, I was completely attracted to her. She had a great smile, beautiful eyes. I told her her eyes were beautiful, but I think she hears that a lot. She got great eyes.
Now, you're a trainer. Joey said she thought she was a little too thick, maybe a little too muscular. Did you think that?
No, not at all. I was totally attracted to her. She had a great body.
Now, Steve, she was really nervous to meet you because it had been such a long time. Now, as the date went on, did she get less nervous?
No, not at all. Actually, we were driving along, and she yells out, "Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up." I was like, "What?" I hit the brakes. I guess she had a little case of motion sickness. I guess she says she drives Joey around. He doesn't drive very well. And
I drive very well.
So Denise, you opened the door and you had to spill your guts?
Well, it came really close. I was just like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna be sick right now.
And then was Steve there helping you make you feel better?
And he said, give me your hand. And he did since he's a massage therapist, he did this thing on it. And he was just like, breathe, breathe. And I was having a hard time
He was
doing
holding your
that.
hand?
I took
He
every
massaged it. He didn't just hold it,
Massaged your
baby.
hand.
took every chance I could. Took every
Now,
chance I
Steve,
could get.
you ever give you were doing the hand thing. Do you ever give a full massage on a first date?
Oh yeah.
You have?
Yeah. Actually, I even bought her with my friend's expedition, so I could throw my massage table in the back. So we have,
So you brought it with you. Well, let me see. Let's see. First date here. I got my wallet, got my cash, got flowers, and my massage table.
my massage table.
Hey, okay, you were ready
I'm
to go.
ready. I'm always prepared.
Denise, you said Joey's like a little commitment phobic, but what about the situation here? Do you think it'd be the same situation with Steve?
I know. I feel like Steve is totally ready to be committed. You know, he's ready for the relationship. He was in a 6.5-year relationship,
Right.
and I just came out of a long-term one as well. So I feel like he's totally more on my level, where Joey's still footloose and fancy-free, which is not where I'm going.
Gotcha. Denise, do you think that Steve would act different around his friends, not like Joey does when he gets different?
No, when we went out, he was totally focused on me, just watched everything I did, everywhere I went. He just
could you take
I would
your
just
eyes off
find, he would just be looking at me. It was really awesome because it just I wasn't used to that.
Denise, here's another important question because you were talking about parenting and your clock ticking. Do you think Steve would be more prone to the parenting type than Joey?
Yeah, we talked about kids and we talked about all that kind of stuff and discipline and everything. Where Joey, by the time Joey's ready to have kids, I'll be 6 feet under.
I think Joey can't find time for her because he's too busy going out. Is the problem.
Steve, tell us how the evening wrapped up then.
Well, she said she wanted to introduce me to a couple of her friends. So we drive by her work and met her manager and some of the people she worked with. She brought out the kitchen staff, you know.
Well, I mean, I didn't know if I was going to be going out with him again. I thought I got to show him to somebody.
Oh.
Joey, you ever get shown off at work or any place else
You know
like
what?
that?
I did. Yeah, she showed me off to all her employees at both her, actually all 3 of her jobs.
Or you made the rounds.
Yeah, I made the rounds. Got the kitchen crew as well. I mean, everyone in the restaurant, managers.
The whole crew. All right, Denise,
crew.
last word on this. First date in 8 years, sum it up.
It was good. I was really, really scared at first, but it was really worth it. It was good. I was really happy with it.
And any thoughts on a follow-up to that?
Well, we'll see. I think we're really good together, but next time maybe I'll be getting on that massage table.
Okay, will those thoughts of a sensual massage be enough to give Denise a change of heart, or will she want to stay with Joey? We're going to find out later. But next, we're going to meet the woman that Joey dated, and we'll hear what happened on their date, so stay here. All right, welcome back to Change of Heart. Now, we just heard what happened on Denise's date with Steve, and now we're going to meet the woman that Joey dated. Now, Joey, who's 23, says that Denise, who, by the way, is 33, acts like his mom, has muscles like his dad, and just can't stop pining for her ex. So we set him up with a younger, nubile woman who says her ex is yesterday's news. Please welcome Christina Simon. Hi, Christina. Good to see you. Denise, let me ask you this. Christina look like she's the right age for Joey?
Fine if you like a Latino Barbie.
First of all, I'm not Latina, and I'm a lot younger, and I think that I'll last a little bit longer.
Christina. Oh, okay. Now, Joey, was the difference between the ages apparent from the get-go?
It was apparent from the get-go. I mean, as soon as I walked in the door, it wasn't like walking into your grandmother's house. Her place is very contemporary. Her furniture is very nice, very up-to-date.
Joey, talk about physically what you liked about Christina.
Physically? Well, I'm not really a leg man or a breast man, but
We couldn't tell.
I'm more of a waist man. And Christina definitely had a great small little waist. And actually, she's got...
And Christina, your first impression of Joey was what?
Oh, when I first talked to him on the phone, he he actually mentioned that he was a health nut and real into working out, so I was kind of picturing like this big musclehead guy. But when I saw him, he was wearing a tight-fitting shirt. He had a really nice chest. He looked good.
You like that? All right, Joey, since you were off your leash for a day, so to speak, since you had permission to go out on a blind date, did you take Christina somewhere that you probably wouldn't normally go with Denise?
I took her to Disneyland.
You took her to Disneyland.
Disneyland is exactly... I took her to Disneyland.
That's appropriate. You know, kids go out.
On the kitty.
Well,
Very good, Steve.
well, you see, basically Denise
Disneyland.
doesn't like to go. I mean, she likes more like museums and stuff like that. She's been to Disneyland several times. She actually offered to be my tour guide while we were there. Had a great time.
All right, Christina, now you guys are driving to Disneyland. Did you have a moment to bond together in the car?
We did, actually. We have a lot in common. We actually go to a lot of the same clubs because I am a little bit younger. So we go out to clubs.
Yeah, clubs
We've been to a
like
lot of
with
the same places.
Puff Daddy
He-
and White Cliff and
Yeah,
the 18,
exactly.
18-year-old.
I don't think I met them there.
older
They must have been
or
there a different
younger?
time. But anyways, we listened to Portuguese music, which was kind of neat. It's a little bit
Okay.
like rap, but with different lyrics. And we just talked about a lot of the places we had in common. We have a lot of music in common. So it
And
was
Joey,
really
you
fun.
and Denise have musical interests that are the same or not?
Country music, no. She's from Arkansas, so that's one of her favorite kinds of music, and I despise country. So that's one of the music I always have her turn off in the car.
Okay, Christina, most memorable moment of the Disneyland trip.
Oh, this
What
was crazy. We had just gotten off one of the rides, actually, and Joey grabbed my hand, and he was holding my hand throughout the park, and we just started running around the park, darting in and out of crowds. It was really fun. And my shirt was kind of sliding off, my backpack was coming off, and I'm like, Joey, my clothes are coming off, slow down. And he's like, don't you know, that's the point.
Whole point.
Denise, what do you think?
I'm not too happy about this.
He was a gentleman.
I
He was
was
a gentleman.
prim and proper on my date. Was I not?
I was very
prim
prim.
and
Did
proper.
I take off your clothes?
never
Did your clothes
overstepped
come
the
off?
band.
Joey, what about you doing this with Denise? Can you picture that at all happening?
No, not
Yeah,
at
'cause
all.
I'd probably
not
run
at all. She
faster
would
than he
stop me.
can.
Actually, no.
another question for Christina. Did you feel at some point that Joey wanted to get romantic with you as the date went on?
I did. He was a little flirt. We were actually getting out of the car, and I asked him if he wanted to bring a sweater, and he's like, no, if I'm cold, I'll just cuddle up with you. And a couple times.
Easy. Hey.
Mom, stop it!
No spanking.
You are a dog. You're a dog.
Denise, just a little
Being
cuddling.
good boy. I was being a good boy, wasn't I?
He was a gentleman. He was
I
nice.
was.
That gentleman
She got
was
cold,
saying
and I cuddled, and that was fine.
Joey, you were complaining that Denise talks about her ex. Did Christina bring up any of her old boyfriends?
You know what she did once when she mentioned one of her craziest dates, and it was going surfing all afternoon, and then later on that evening going skinny dipping in the ocean. I actually thought about doing that.
Kind of entertaining story if you have to hear one.
Yeah.
Christina, was there any talk about marriage and children or anything like that?
Actually, I don't think it was in his 5-year plan, and it's definitely not in my 5-year plan because I'm so young. But we did talk about, he kind of did talk about it, that he wants to, be married eventually and have kids. But he mentioned something about raising his kids in England in a boarding school. I don't know what that was all about.
Now, Denise, are you a little bit surprised, though, because he was thinking down the road that something might happen eventually?
Yeah. Now I'm finding out a lot of stuff I didn't know today.
Now, Joey, do you think that Christina's as mature as Denise?
She's just as mature, but not as motherly as Denise. She's got her own place. She's got a job. She
I don't
takes
have
care
my
of
own
herself. She's just as mature as you, but she doesn't do this when we're driving the car and she hits the brakes.
All right, Joey, how did you leave it at the end of the night with Christina?
At
What
the end of
happened?
the night, well, I tried getting as close as possible to her place, to her door.
Not to her door, it sounds like.
Hush. And as soon as I pulled up, I realized I parked in the red. And I wanted to go up, give her a kiss goodnight, because I had a great time with her.
You were gonna give her a kiss goodnight.
Shut up.
But what, you're parked in the red?
I was parked in the red, and I got a ticket that day, too, when we were shopping. So I didn't want to risk another ticket. So from there,
He was sweet. He was
said
really
goodbye.
sweet. Yeah, we knew we'd see each other again, so it was sweet.
Okay, will Joey and Denise have a change of heart? That's the only question that's left. Now, during the break, they're going to make their final decisions, and when you come back, you're going to find out what they decided. So stay with us. Welcome back to Change Your Heart. Here we are at the moment of truth. Now, during the break, Joey and Denise each made a final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together, or have they had a change of heart? Now, you guys came on the show because you were concerned about the age difference of 10 years making too many problems in the relationship, and you wanted to see if you could survive it and date somebody closer to your age and see what that was like. Denise, we're going to start with you. Now, you said you wanted a guy who wouldn't be different around you than he is around his friends. That would be both the same. Somebody who didn't mind staying home because you liked that a little bit better. Somebody that was maybe not so commitment phobic, like you said Joey was. And so here you were with Steve. You guys had all a good time. He had the massage table. You said you were willing maybe next time around to go for the whole massage. But you've got some time in with Joey. What's your decision?
So, Joey, there's just a big age difference, which you know that, and we know that, and it's, kind of been rough. Too. And Steve, I had a great time. We were like on the same level. We're like same age, going in the same way. So, staying with Joey.
Okay. Steve, sorry things didn't work out for you. She decided she wants to stay with Joey. Okay, Joey, it's your turn now.
My turn.
Now, there were some differences between the two of you. You said you didn't want somebody that acted like your mom and treated you that way. And Joey, you said you wanted somebody that maybe thinner like Christina and not as muscular as Denise. That was one of the concerns that you had. You had a great date with Christina at Disneyland, but you do have some time with Denise invested here. She wants to stay with you. What's your decision?
My decision, well, Christina, I had a great time. I loved playing and horsing around at Disneyland. We had a great time together. I had a great time together. I finally had a chance to be with someone more my age and I guess more at my level. So thank you. I had a great time.
Welcome.
Denise, we've got our differences. We've got a few problems. Your ex, and the motherly type thing. But maybe those can be resolved. Maybe they can't. Who knows? But as far as me, I've decided to stay.
You're gonna stick it out. Christina, sorry things didn't work out for you. Nice little kiss there.
Oh, I love you.
Now you guys decided if I can just have you break up there for just a second. You can have her all night long tonight, buddy, let me tell you. I just want to sum it up because you said there were a lot of differences. You came on here, you talked about them, but who knows? The way you're going here, I don't think you're going to have too much problems working through all those things. So thanks for being on the show with us.
Thank you.
Okay, that's our show for today. Thanks to Christina and Steve, and good luck to Denise and Joey. We'll see you next time here on Change of Heart.